Hello, my name is Casey Roy, and welcome to my first YouTube video. The purpose of the video is to introduce myself, Casey Roy, my first book, Sarasphere Elementals Book 1, and my website, CaseyRoyLibrary.com. A little disclaimer, I've shot this video in excess of 30 times. The first 25, 26, 27, I don't know, I lost count. I had a script, I had everything laid out, what I was going to do, and I didn't like it. The best three videos just irritated me. The more I watched them, they were too stiff, and I said a lot because I was trying to remember what the hell it was I was supposed to say. Got rid of it, threw it out. Screw it. I'm going to wing it as I go, and we'll see what happens. I may talk too much. I may stutter. I may stop for a second because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I'm going to give it my best shot. So the book first, Sarasphere, by me, Casey Roy, Elementals Book 1. There's going to be 3 books in this series. The first book is about Sarah. She's a 16-year-old girl, introvert, extremely. She's got one friend, her dog, that she's grown up with, her parents, loving parents. She's just trying to make it through life. She's enjoying life. Nothing's wrong with that. One day, somebody tries to kill her. Looks like a bullying incident at school, bad egg. Stuff happens. She goes home, dealing with her parents, goes to the weekend, goes back to school. Well, guess what? Somebody tries to kill her again. This time it does not look like an accident. Excuse me. Her parents realize what's going on. They don't know who. They don't necessarily know why, but they got to go on the run. They need to protect Sarah. So it turns out Sarah finds out in the blink of an eye that her life and her parents and her best friend and her dog, who's not even real, you have to read the book to figure that one out, is turned upside down. Nothing is what she thought it was. She has a power inside of her that's related to her family history that could end up killing her if she doesn't learn to control it. But she's got to do that before the assassins find her. So it's about their journey to train her so she doesn't die and to figure out who and what and why is trying to kill her. It's a usual trope, but the powers are done a little different. It takes place in the modern world. The book is about 120,000 words or so if you take out the extra chapters from book 2 that are in the very back. That is a little over the word count average for this genre, which is young adult. That's not exactly the audience I wrote it for. I'll explain that in another video when I talk about the book and the writing process and the publishing process for it. It's like I said, the book's been out for a year. It's gotten good reviews. I'm finished with the second book. It's in developmental right now. It's doing editing, proofreading, corrections, the most important part of that. If you're interested in an advanced copy, a beta copy, a early copy to read and give feedback on, that's a caveat. Got to give feedback. I can go to the website, CaseyRoyLibrary.com, click on the contact, fill out your information, and I'll provide you with a copy. It'll be an ebook only, and they're limited in quantities of the numbers that I'm going to give out because obviously I can't give out 100 free copies. The third book is, I've got the beginning, I know how it ends, and I know the middle. I got to put it all together and write it. So working on that. If you go to the website, so that's this book. Website, Casey Roy Library. What's it for? Well, it's for all my books. It's not only for all my books, it's for information about me, about my 11 cats. I'll explain that in a second. And so if you go to the website, beautiful homepage, all the art is from the same lady that did the cover. She's fantastic. The art on there is even better than the cover. For each series, I'll have extras. For this series, I'll have character art. So you'll get an image of each character and character bios. And a lot of the character bios have information about that character that is not included in the book. The reason that is because it was just not necessary to move the story. And the book is already long for the genre that it's in. To add that information, it didn't really move the story. It was a lot to get through. It just wasn't necessary. But I didn't want to throw it out and get rid of it. So put it on the website, ask for some character art. It's just absolutely beautiful character art for each character that is going on there. It's not all finished yet, but we're working on the characters and they'll get tossed up on the website as we go. It's worth it to visit the website just to see the artwork. It's really fantastic. And the character bios are interesting as well, especially if you already read the book. It'll give you a little insight into some of the characters and the motivations, and it's just extra. I'll have all of that for book 1, book 2, book 3. I am working on another series on there. Right now, it's called the Unnamed series. I haven't finalized the name. I've been hemming and hawing on it. This actual series is actually older than this series. I started this series 12 years ago. The new one I started even longer ago than that. I have information in other videos about that, explain all that. I'm not going to get into that in this video, but this series, it's not like this. It doesn't take place in this world, not modern. It's typical swords and sorcery fantasy. It's written more adult orientation. The character itself is for most of the story is adult. We'll have flashbacks dealing with, you know, what brought her to her point in her life and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. It's in the works. I'll have short stories and teasers on the website in that section under extras for that. Eventually, I will have also character art from that. So that'll be really cool to look at. I guarantee it. For additional stuff on the website outside of the books that I will have information about myself. I will have other videos talking about, especially about the process of publishing as a first-time inexperienced author. I didn't do any research before I did. I wrote the book, went to Amazon. It's super easy. You go in, you fill out the information, send it into copyright. That's another process, but you don't necessarily have to do that. You should, but you don't have to. Went to exam, filled out paperwork, uploaded the files, boom, it was published. It's super easy. Getting people to see the book is a whole nother thing. There's a whole algorithm. You're buried under a mountain of content on there, and you'll never get seen unless you know how to work your keywords and the numbers. And I'll get all that in another video. You don't need to hear that in this. This video's already gone on long enough. So I'll have a video on that. I'll have a short video on the second book. I'll have a video on the Unnamed series. I hope to do a video every week. I'll have videos on my cats. So we'll get to that one now. I have 11 cats. That's a lot of cats. No, I'm not a crazy cat person. Yes, I do like cats. I've had them in my house my entire life. These were all rescues. The first one is man, math, that's hard. 5 years older than our largest group, which is a total of 8 cats, was the last batch that we ended up rescuing. And it was actually several smaller batches. The timing of all of it ended up all at the same time. Our oldest, I'll have a video for her. The middle one, the mama, and the baby that we kept from the first group, because he was special. I'll have a video and introduction for them. And then the last group of 8 that we had was actually 2 different litters of kittens and 1 mom. The mom was in really horrible shape. I'm surprised she was even alive. Her kittens were fantastic. She's doing everything she could to make sure her kittens survived. But we took her in. She's an ultra sweet cat. I can't even believe somebody would just leave her out. She was definitely left out. She was not doing too well on her own. We found a second group of kittens that was in somebody's garage. They were letting their dog out to try and scare the kittens away. Well, 2-week-old kittens can't really run away. They're just going to try and hide. So they terrorize the kittens. The kittens are traumatized. They're messed up for the rest of their lives. They're great guys, but they're scared of everything. They run at the sight. I can't even let them outside. There's other reasons for that. We'll get into all that. I'll have separate videos for each, an explanation of how I found them, what happened, and I'll have all that information for you. First, though, they're going to have pictures and little bios for all of them on there just because content, I guess. I don't know. But please go to the website, check it out. Check out the book. Leave feedback. Even if you don't like it, leave feedback. There's no such thing as bad feedback. It's all a learning experience. Go on there. If you see something you don't like, you just don't like the book, hey, explain why. Maybe if you're thinking it, somebody else is thinking it too. Go ahead and leave it on there. If you really like the book, leave that on there too. It's really appreciated. Authors live off reviews. They're really important, especially for publishing on Amazon. So please check out the book, check out the website, check out all my cats. Thank you for your time.